Okay, August 16th, 2017 at 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't use cell phones, that type of thing, people. I don't even use email very often. I check my email once a month, once every 2 months, sometimes not for months. I just don't use email. I really don't. But anyway, I'm forced to use my email now because I don't know what Fraser Health was doing yesterday. Everybody was kind of rushing me, right? The masters and the lawyer there for Fraser Health, they wouldn't give me time to read and whatnot and just whatever. So, okay. And I didn't get all the information. I only got the photocopy of one order. Isn't that interesting? I only got the photocopy of one order, people, out of 3. Now, why is that? If they can give me a copy out of one order, like if they can give me a copy out of 3 orders, only one, why did they not give me a copy, all 3 copies? Right? If they got an order for 3 things, right? The judge allowed them to do 3 things that they wanted to do, but they only gave me a photocopy of one of those orders. Why didn't I get a photocopy of the other 2? Because the other 2 related to one, email, where they can do whatever they want through my email and then send me a hard copy in the mail based on the idea that I might move. That's what, you know, in case she moves, you know, they can reach me through my email. Like I said, it's kind of convenient that the city of Surrey should just show up and harass me for weeks on end before court. Right? And then the last one was, she snuck it in. Oh, here's one more. Here's one more. Here's one more. There was 3 of them, as far as I can remember. Right? Wherever my signature is required on these orders are not required anymore. Because the judge took that right, the masters took that right away from me. And of course, she's passing the paper. He's saying something, she's saying something. She could, oh, here, and she passes another paper over to him. Right? And he goes, oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's an order. You know, you can do whatever you want without her having to sign. So I don't know what that means, people. Like, all it does is it brings me back to this. Fraser Health Authority initially needed my signature as enduring power of attorney to Uncle John in order for them to receive any type of financial payments for their forced convalescent care that he refused. Consequently, since they couldn't get paid because I refused to sign at the request of Uncle John simply disappeared 40 days later. They needed time to find out where his account was. They needed time to allow his sister to contact the bank and to make arrangements to lock me out. But they couldn't completely lock me out, people, because I had, for 25 years, enduring power of attorney. That's why it dragged on for over a year until finally the bank employees within the bank kicked out my card purposely, so that I couldn't access the bank statements to see what was going on once they transferred him to long-term care at the cost of $1,700 a month. Like, this is some shady shit going on. Okay? Because the masters now is jumping on board and allowing it to continue. Because if they're putting orders forward without my signature, what does that mean? What does that mean, people? Does that mean that they're going to come into my YouTube channel and try and get a judge to order that they have the right to come in here without my signature and start picking and choosing through my videos so that they can hide this information that I'm putting out there to the public so the public can see how these people operate? I came to court with 4 children and 2 of Uncle John's grandchildren, Grandpa John's grandchildren, the children that he helped to raise. And this is how this corporation and this particular masters They just hoodwinked me. That's what they did. They hoodwinked me. And then this master's huffed off in the freaking storm. Because I didn't read the first order fast enough. And then the way he signed it way over here, so it left his place where his signature was supposed to be, left it blank. So he purposely signed it over here, and then she said, you sign here. So I seen where she pointed. You know my eyes are bad, people. You know I've been working like a fucking dog out in the fucking yard. I'm so tired, so stressed out, my body is sore. So I just signed. And then she pointed out to me when she went to go get me the 1 copy out of 3. How come she didn't give me 3 copies out of 3 orders? Why did she only give me 1 copy out of 3 orders? She had all 3 orders, but she made sure she pointed out to me that I signed where the master was supposed to sign. Because the master didn't sign on the line. He signed over here. He purposely left it blank. To make me look like a fucking idiot. That was the purpose of that exercise. All right? And then they took away my right to sign. For an ulterior motive. For an ulterior motive, not for the convenience of, well, yeah, I suppose, for the convenience of Fraser Health. It's in that video, my most recent one. Uncle John's, Uncle John's case conference. 5 children going to court. Already 2 thumbs down. 3 thumbs down. 4 thumbs down. 4 thumbs down. Thank you very much, Fraser Health Authority. That shit didn't start until Uncle John disappeared. And now that this is starting to go to court, those numbers are going to start increasing because they bring in their little gang stalkers from Facebook and wherever, right? So, they have an order where they can do what they want, basically, without my signature. Just kind of like here. They did what they wanted without my signature. Uncle John simply disappeared 40 days later after I told that social worker that Uncle John doesn't want to go to convalescent care. And that if you really want to put him in convalescent care, you go ahead and put him in convalescent care. And then when the bill comes to us, we will either put it into the budget and we will pay that bill or we'll take it to court. They didn't want that to happen. So they kept him for 40 days, drugged up, in a broken wheelchair, wouldn't help him to the bathroom, wouldn't give him proper physiotherapy, right? Convinced him that he was confused because he wanted to come home, lied to him, manipulated him, frustrated him, scared him, gaslighted him for 40 days until he simply disappeared. Because they didn't want to deal with the fact that I had enduring power of attorney for over 25 years and that Uncle John loved this family and he wanted to stay with this family. Rich or poor, it didn't matter. This was his family. So I'm thinking they did this because they're going to try and go behind my back, fast track it forward, because they can do what they want without my signature, and try and take this truth down. Because this master was not interested in knowing the truth, in finding out the truth. He was more interested in working in partnership with Fraser Health Authority. That's what he was interested in, people. He mocked me more than once. Told me to go back to school, right? And when I brought up and mentioned a nonprofit, both of them started, oh no, can't talk about that. Can't talk about that. I said, oh, okay. Why? Because it's affecting this. This shit's affecting this. Do you honestly think I want to sit here and talk about this crap? I'm ready to go to fucking jail for this crap, people. I am telling you, I am preparing my kids for this. They're saying, oh, Mom, don't talk like that. I'm like, no. No, be prepared. Because if that's what it's going to take for these knuckleheads to realize that they can't do this to people. It's bad enough that you're dealing with this shit in the freaking healthcare system. Now you're going to court looking for fucking help, and what do you get? You get your signature null and void. You get 1 copy out of 3, so you don't know what the other 2 really are. And the 1 copy that you did get, you weren't allowed to read it in enough. They didn't give you enough time to fucking read it so that you understood what you were reading, even though it was simple. But I just wanted to read it to make sure. And they didn't like that, so they rushed it. And then she threw in another order, and he said, yeah. Then she threw in another order, and he said, yeah. But I only got back 1 copy out of 3 orders. Why is that? So this is my little backup. Okay, people. Uncle John's been gone like 2.5 years now, so Fraser Health Authority and even CIBC Bank have been trying to hide the fact that he was medically kidnapped for his assets for a very long time. Bottom line. Okay? Now, like, I'm serious. I'm ready to go to jail for Uncle John. I'll if that's what it takes for somebody within this system that is supposed to be the epitome of what is right in our society, that capitalizes off of the poor and exploits them for profit or for boosting their own self-esteem. Can you imagine how that lawyer felt yesterday? You know, she gets appointed this complicated case that is just a fucking game for them. It's just a game for them. Like, obviously, whatever happened yesterday in court was a game. Because just the way that she was interacting with the masters in terms of, she put forward one order, he blah, 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 and then, you know, he was, and then, and he said something, and she goes, well, as a matter of fact, yes, I have enough, here, Your Honor. And he goes, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I agree, yeah, it's an order, and then he said something, and then he goes, and she goes, and as a matter of fact, I have another one. I have another one. We want to be able to do whatever we want without Judy Charney's signature. Doesn't that seem kind of suspicious? What are they going to do without my signature? And this is all in the space of like 15 minutes as he's mocking me, telling me that no judge will read the notice of claim because it's too long, and that I need to go back to school because I can't rewrite it in the way that they want it, in a condensed manner of 20 pages, where it omits the 74 infractions under the Criminal Code of Canada, because that is a police matter. When in fact, he knows he can draw on the Attorney General to do the job. But they like the money, people. That's what it is. They want to keep the economy going on these house sales as these old people are disappearing within the healthcare system. They want to keep the public guardian and trustee alive as they destroy thousands of families to protect these old people from their families. So they can lock these old people away in these AKA little mini prisons called care homes. The only reason they wouldn't want for me to sign something is because they're going to pass some fucking order when I'm not looking, because they're so fucking fast at it. So that they can try and take down these videos. I think so. I think that's the direction that it's leading in. But they will just get reloaded up to another freaking backup channel. I have never had a backup channel. I've had the one channel, and that's the one. And again, they didn't want to talk about the nonprofit. I started to mention the oh no, you can't talk about that. Why? Because it has affected what these people have done, has affected my life, has affected my children's lives, have affected Uncle John's life, have practically destroyed the nonprofit. It's amazing that the board director is even still interested. I will go to jail, people. I swear on my mother's life. I swear on Uncle John's fucking misery. I will go to jail for this. Because I know that what these people are doing is wrong. A judge, a master's, is supposed to be indifferent. You don't go to court to have some asshole start humiliating you. When you're trying to protect your family, your loved ones. He's enabling Fraser Health to be corrupt. And the only reason I got the freebie, in terms of the amendment, was because it's in the rule book. Outside of that, he would have tossed it out of fucking court in a heartbeat. Because he's sitting up there in fucking heaven with his millions of dollars locked away in his little safe, thinking he's God, as he invites his corrupt friends to come keep him company.